Then just give me like 15 seconds. We'll wrap up and pull out, and we'll talk just about business. We'll talk about everything and how we know each other and all that fun stuff. Yeah. Some of the stories we'll try to avoid. Oh, we're live on Facebook, so you caught the beginning of that. That's the big cliffhanger. Some of the stories we'll try to avoid. Char Tucker, my good friend here on Business Leaders Live. Thank you for joining us on Facebook on Talk Radio 1680 KGED. Business Leaders Live every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. We're going live on 1680 in about 10 seconds. Let me make sure I'll share this thing.
From AM 1680, this is Business Leaders with Lance Cardoza, the behind-the-scenes story of the business shakers and movers in the Valley and beyond. And now, here's your host, Lance Cardoza.
Yeah, it's that time again. Every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m., I bring you Business Leaders Live right here on Talk Radio 1680 KGED. My name is Lance Cardoza, and I'm with my good friend Char Tucker from Selma, California. And you're a staple as a business person in Selma, and anybody in Selma knows the name Tucker, knows Char Tucker, Bill Tucker from Bill Tucker Real Estate. Welcome to the show, Char.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
I know that, hold on a second. Are we having a mic issue with Char's mic? We like to shake it up, Char.
Okay.
We're just going to make sure we've got some good audio on you. Before that, as they're fixing the Char's mic, I wanted to let you know how we know each other. And I worked for a company called Pulitzer Newspapers. And Pulitzer at the time had purchased, we were out of the Hanford Sentinel area, it was the Hanford Sentinel newspaper, and I worked in advertising at the time. And I got sent over to Selma Enterprise, and it was Kingsburg Recorder, the Selma Enterprise, and we have the Carruthers. Sorry for that cracking of the mic there, but we're getting Char's mic fixed here. Let's slide that over, Char. Let's give it a little test there, Char. Make sure we can hear you.
Good morning.
There she is, Char Tucker. There we go. Every once in a while, you just have a mic that goes to sleep, and you just put it to sleep, Char.
I had the reputation for doing that.
I know that mic was giving us problems last week, so I think we finally isolated the problem. So the newspaper business I worked in, I went over to Selma Enterprise, and I made some really good friends in advertising from customers that what the company considered was high maintenance, and what I considered was a customer that just needed to be taken care of because of the lack of customer service that we weren't providing at the time. And I remember hearing the details, and I'm thinking, okay, so she wants to see her ad before it's ran in the paper. Okay, and this makes her high maintenance? I don't understand this. She's next door, guys. I remember going over and seeing you.
Yes.
And so we had little issues like that, which were big for the customer.
Spell check, yes.
Yeah, spell check. A little thing you got to show the customer the ad. And it was funny that they were saying, "Oh yeah, she can be high maintenance." And I'm thinking, "No, she's not. she's a customer that wants to make sure that quality goes out. If you're paying for your advertising, you need to see it." So that's how we met.
Yes, but then did you later decide that I really was high maintenance?
Bill told me plead the fifth. If I get that question, your husband said plead the fifth. Don't answer that question.
Smart man.
So we became good friends after that, and I came over the house and found out what you were really passionate about in your not only business and what you do in real estate, that what you were passionate about in your community. And your husband's history working, I think your whole family you have someone in law enforcement in the family, in the history.
We do.
So very passionate people about what they do as a career. But I think Bill wanted to retire at some point, and you weren't going to allow that to happen.
No, and he did he did retire from his first career in law enforcement, and that lasted a few months, and I decided, it's time for you to go to work. So We did. We went to work together.
In real estate. And went in
real estate, yes.
Now, you worked in the banking industry. So you were working with finance early in your career?
I did. My first real job was with Farmers and Merchants Bank in Long Beach. Okay. And they hired me as the manager secretary. I knew nothing. And I was there for about 5 years and moved on to B of A. And retired 17 years later as an AVP. Moved back to Selma.
AVP, what's for everybody listening?
Assistant Vice President. Fancy title.
Yep, fancy title.
For a messy job.
Yeah.
But, sorry, B of A. But then we came back to Selma, and the rest is history. We decided to go to work together.
What brought you to Selma?
Our family was from here.
Okay.
We were born and raised here, and I always loved a small town because you get to know people and you get involved in the community. We lived down in Anaheim Hills for about 17 years, and really the only people we knew were the people on either side of us. People pull into their garage, they go in, and
they
don't
see
come
them
out.
Again. Yeah, and they're off to work early in the morning and late at night.
Yes.
Yeah, and hustle. And Selma, we found when the newspaper had moved me there, we found Selma and raised the kids there, and it close knit community, a lot of and forever changing right now, and you're seeing a lot of commercial development starting to look in Selma, and changes are starting to happen. How do you see, since you've been there, how long have you been in Selma since you've come back?
You know, we came back in 1989, and it's changed a lot. We finally got a Starbucks, so we're on the map.
Yeah.
And
I know that was probably a struggle with Selma for a long time, that they weren't going to have a Starbucks. You used to have a coffee shop.
Yeah, I did.
You and Bill had a coffee shop.
I loved the coffee shop. You used to come in and eat.
I loved it. I'd have lunch there.
What was it? Hot dip sandwiches.
Yes. Oh, they were so good.
Yes.
So
I didn't make them, by the way.
Hence why they were so good. If anybody knows Char, she is a ninja at boiling water. She's really good at it. That's what
I
Bill
can't
said.
boil water, but Bill typically asks me to stay out of the kitchen. Yeah. We've had a couple of microwave fires and a stove fire, so I really I'm allowed to wash the dishes.
You can wash the dishes,
but I can't put them away because I always put them in the wrong spot.
So Bill's the cook at home.
Bill is the cook out of self-preservation, I think.
Currently, right now, and I know it's been a big part of your life and also Bill's life, is fur babies. And a lot of people love their fur babies.
Absolutely.
And flashback a little bit. I remember when you first got Buddy, and Buddy was a little lab, right? He was just
Buddy was a little lab, yes.
He was such a cutie, and you guys would walk him from the newspaper all the time. And there's been several fur babies since. But Buddy lived a great life. And I remember being at your house one time, and I'll tell this funny story.
Uh-oh.
You guys were looking out the kitchen window, and there's Buddy sitting in the spa, just relaxing. And I'm like, there's Buddy the dog. Look at him. He's sitting in the spa, just having a great time. And Bill had his finger on the switch to turn the spa on just to see what Buddy would do.
He was sitting there. It was like he was waiting for crackers, hors d'oeuvres, and wine.
If I died, I wanted to come back as Buddy.
Oh my gosh, he was a spoiled boy. Yes.
Yeah. So now you have two, and I have a hard time pronouncing them. Or you have more than two?
I have. Well, on a bit of a sad note, we had to put our Missy, our 10-year-old lab, down yesterday.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But after the initial crying, I felt very good because she was having a hard time getting up and down.
Yeah.
And we never want to let our kids suffer. However, now we have I'm going to butcher this name, so Frenchmen, I am so sorry, but it is a Berger Picardais.
Wow.
Yes, they are a French herding dog, and his name is Hank. And, we fell in love with him on the Westminster Dog Show. And we did a lot of research, but I think that we really skipped over the high energy herding dog part, because labs, they sleep and eat, and that's all we've only had labs up until Hank. And the first 3 years we had Hank, well, we've had him now exactly 3 years. And sometimes we would look at each other and say, what did we do? The first year we went through, I don't know how many boxes of Band-Aids because he was a biter. But he is calming down, but he has a mind of his own.
A mind of his own.
Yes.
And you adopt dogs like Missy.
We did.
Came from a troubled home.
Yes.
And found a beautiful home to be with you and Bill, and she was with Buddy for a while
She
during that
was,
process.
yes.
So she's been around for a long time.
She has,
so
yes.
God
Had a
rest her
wonderful
soul.
life.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so fur babies, but that's not. You've raised some children of your own that are sort of like little animals themselves. Good friends of mine.
And you know that firsthand, don't you?
Yes, they're great people.
Three beautiful boys and
Yes.
3 beautiful daughter-in-laws
Yeah.
and 6 grandchildren.
Wow. 6.
Well, I inherited 3 of them because our youngest son married a beautiful lady with 3 children, so he has become a stepdad. And training them to be good people, and that seems to be working out very well. So I inherited 3 new grandchildren.
All right.
Yeah.
That speeds up the process.
Well, it does, it does. I'm waiting for the someday, not too soon, Nick and Nat, but the great-grandchildren.
Great-grandchildren.
Yes.
It'll be soon. I have a second grandbaby on the way.
I watch her on Facebook all the time.
Chloe's going to be having my second grandchild. I'm so excited. Luca is his name.
Oh, they know it's Luca. That's a cute name.
Nikolai and Luca and,
oh, wow.
and Stevie. So the 3 little boys over on their side. We'll be right back with Business Leaders Live. I'm sitting here with Char Tucker, good friend of mine from Selma. And she has Bill Tucker Real Estate with her husband, Bill. We'll be right back on Talk Radio 1680 KGED. Still on Facebook.
It's just water.
Yeah, just water. Yeah, Bill's laughing. Still going. Cool. We're all good. And no, I have heard no switching or any of the symbol. Yep, we're doing good. Cool. We talk about being the business of real estate, and how that's forever changing, and sort of get into tying into that.
Okay.
We'll do that, and then we'll. There's 4 segments, so we'll have probably a 3rd segment. We'll get into Rotary and the things you're passionate about. We'll touch on a little bit during this segment, and then we'll go in depth a little more about that. 55 years, right? And this year's
This will be our 55th band festival.
Selma's Cancer Support.
Absolutely.
Anything else that we want to?
I think that's
touch on?
probably
Yeah,
good.
we'll have a lot. Yeah. So everything been good?
It has. Lots of good things happening.
Good.
We have a couple of concerts that by some well-known artists that may be coming to Selma and donating proceeds to our cancer support.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So
Nice.
we're excited.
When is that? Are you going to hold it out at Pioneer? Or?
Yes, Pioneer Village.
Okay. Good,
Great
good.
venue for that.
Date?
Great venue.
The date?
I don't have
Okay.
absolute dates yet.
Okay.
We're still waiting to book those. So
Okay.
one may be in July and the other one in September. So
Okay.
hopefully they'll be good money makers for us so we
Yeah.
can help lots of people.
And we'll talk, and we'll go in more depth about that and what you're doing
Okay.
with that too. We'll talk about it. Make sure we're still streaming. We are. Hi from Selma, Kelly says. Kelly Jones. Hi. Is this Kelly? I don't have a Kelly in there, but Kelly, hi. Good deal. Kelly, a friend of yours? David, good morning, David. Thank you for listening to us, David. Yeah, we have people all over the country that will listen to the show, Facebook Live and also on my 1680.
Wow, how exciting.
Yeah. So from all over. Labs are the best, Kelly says.
Oh, yes, they are.
But he was a character. He was one
They've
of my
all been
favorites.
characters.
10 seconds.
there's quite a funny story about Buddy, but I think we would probably be best not to tell that one.
You are listening to Business Leaders with Lance Cardoza, the behind-the-scenes story of the business shakers and movers in the Valley and beyond. Once again, here's Lance Cardoza.
Welcome back, everybody, to Business Leaders Live, right here on Talk Radio 1680 KGED. Every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m., you can catch Business Leaders Live here on the big 1680 or going to my1680.com and listen around the world, or join us on Facebook at Talk Radio 1680 KGED. And all the past episodes of Business Leaders Live can be found at lancecardoza.com. That's LanceCardoza.com. And you can catch this episode with Char Tucker, my friend from Bill Tucker Real Estate in Selma. And you're not only in Selma with real estate, you guys you expand the walls. You're everywhere with real estate.
We're pretty much throughout Fresno County.
Okay.
And list properties, sell properties, and we also do property management. We manage roughly about 230 homes, so that keeps us busy. Well, it keeps me busy.
Yeah.
Bill's not so big on the property management part, but that's okay, dear.
It's okay. It keeps you busy. You like it.
It keeps me busy,
You
yes.
like to stay busy.
Yes.
The staying busy, and talk about the first segment here of Business Leaders Live, we're talking about how you're involved in the community. And you do like to stay busy, and not only in the real estate business, and for a stint you were working in the mortgage side of the business and property management side of the business and growing that at the time. And you were involved with Rotary, and still with Selma Rotary, I believe. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And also with you started a little organization called Selma's Cancer Support, which
Yes.
I'm constantly seeing the T-shirts all over with our logo.
People do wear them all over, and
yeah.
of course you know, because you are a member of our board.
And originally how it got started. And I'll tell a funny story.
Okay.
You love how
I know which one it is, so go ahead. I love it.
So we're doing, at the time, it was a little organization called, it was American Cancer Society.
It was.
And we would be at Pioneer Village, and we did a Relay for Life event. And at one point, one of their models, they wanted to change things because we were growing and things were going well for Selma, but they wanted to make some changes. And when those changes came, the board was sort of up in arms at the time and said, you know what, we need something for our community and to keep local. And they looked at you, Char, as sort of our fearless leader and said, what should we do about this? And I remember going into a meeting, and we all just sat and we talked, and you invited me first to just come down and be a part of it. I think it was
Little
with
did you
ACS.
know there was an ulterior motive there.
Yeah,
But
so-
thank you for coming.
So it was, you introduced me as, he's our new sponsorship chair. And I thought, I'm just showing up to this meeting to see what it's all about. You know how that is, anybody that's involved with a nonprofit. And I thought, oh, okay, I'm in.
You were in. You were in before you even got there.
Before I got there. And at the time, working with the newspaper and getting the newspaper more engaged and involved, the Selma Enterprise. And we started Selma's Cancer Support. And
We did. That was back in 2005.
tell people that are listening right now, what is Selma's Cancer Support? What do we do?
Well, we help cancer patients, local cancer patients that are going through treatment, and they've gone to the doctor. The doctor says, you've got a cancer diagnosis of maybe stage 3. You've got to stop work. We need to be aggressive with our chemo and our radiation. And then they walk out the door and they don't know what to do. I can't imagine, a cancer diagnosis being, I can't even imagine what that would be like. But on top of that, now you've got to worry, how am I going to make my house payment? How am I going to make my car payment so I can get back and forth? So as you know, we talked about, we need to make sure these people don't have to worry about finances, because a cancer diagnosis is enough to worry about.
Yeah.
So.
And we've helped from young people,
yes.
to, little ones that a family's been stricken with it. And a lot of times people think, well, they're not working, but the time it consumes of a family's life when a little one is stricken with cancer. That's why
Absolutely.
great groups like St. Jude and these organizations know the importance of that. The family is sometimes decimated. They get hit so hard
Yes.
by the disease that nothing else matters, and nothing else should matter than their health
Right.
of their child. And that's where great groups like Selma's Cancer Support step in and do what we do.
Well, as you know, oftentimes the spouse becomes a caregiver and can't work.
Yeah.
And now they have no income. We're not there to pay their bills forever, but, it's common that we would pay their bills for anywhere from 3 to 6 months until they can get on their feet. And they do. We're just that bridge that helps them get there.
When it was first started, I know that the city of Fresno really embraced it as to me, it is a true benefit of living in that community that there's an organization like Selma's Cancer Support to support that community in this type fashion, this way.
Right.
And because there's not many organizations like that will help you. There's organizations that will give you a gas card to get to chemo, will give you a ride. It's a lot of sometimes red tape of getting through that process.
Right.
And we've kept it pretty seamlessly. There's a consultation at the office, and things flow pretty quickly when there's a situation.
That's right. It's a very simple process because the last thing they need is to be burdened with a lot more paperwork. We require four items, and they're simple items that everyone has. So, but as you know, a couple of years ago, we added a DBA to Selma's Cancer, and it's Central Valley Cancer Support, where we can go out into our surrounding communities if there's money there.
Yeah.
So
monies that are raised in those communities will support that community in that way as it grows.
Yes. So we've been able, Fowler's raised some money, Sanger, Dinuba. So we're out there trying.
Yeah.
So if anyone out there is listening and you want to get involved, give us a call.
And how do they start that process? If you can give your number where they can call you if they have a question or want to find out more about Central Valley Cancer Support.
Absolutely. You can call our real estate office. I answer that phone as well as the cancer line. And be happy to tell you how you can get involved and help local cancer patients in your town.
And that's called Bill Tucker Real Estate in Selma. What do you have that number?
I do happen to have that number. Area code 559-896-4777.
896-4777. If you want to find out more about Selma's Cancer Support or Central Valley Cancer Support, where your community can help raise funds and then be able to support people financially when they're burdened and hit with this illness, cancer. A lot of people have asked me this question over the years too, has Char had an intimate situation with cancer, or was there something that made you, was there a friend, was there something that told you, I want to make a difference in people that are suffering with cancer? What was it that got you involved?
Both my parents died of cancer, as well as my husband's parents. We've had many friends that have we've lost due to this illness, but that has really not been my driving force. It's just, my mother taught me when I was very young to pay it forward, to help people. It was the right thing to do. And it's such a joy, honestly, to be able to tell someone, don't worry, we're going to help you with those payments. It's just, you can just see a burden lifted off of them.
Yeah.
And so I don't really have a particular reason, but other than just helping one another. And that's what we should all be doing.
Yeah. Finding a way to help each other out and be able to, and I've seen people leave your office, after coming in with a very emotional situation and trying to navigate it and figure out what to do. And you do lift that weight off their chest during a time of need. So we're talking about Selma's Cancer Support, Central Valley Cancer Support, where your community can get assistance in helping with people stricken with cancer and in a financial situation. That's one of the nonprofits you're involved with, but also Selma Rotary. And this year, we're coming up on 55 years of the Selma Marching Band Festival. The Rotary.
55 years, that's
55.
right.
It's the 55th anniversary. And anybody that's come to Selma in late October and experienced that band festival and also the on-field show, too.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about it, about the history of this event.
Well, as you know, 55 years. We do a parade in the morning, and we have marching bands in the parade. You know, there's, oddly enough, not a lot of marching bands anymore.
Yeah.
They're going more to the field competition, but we normally have probably 20 marching bands. And then we have community leaders. We have our city council. We have our leaders in government. We have school kids. Whatever our theme is, they build a float. Yeah. So we have all the schools. And then we just have a lot of people that enter for one reason or another. So it's a great day. It's a tiring day, as you know.
Yeah, it's a big undertaking.
Big undertaking, but a lot of fun. And we work with a lot of great people. And then in the afternoon, we have a field competition. And it's amazing what these kids can do. It's awesome. And this year,
the field competition, the marching band is out on the football field in the stadium.
Yes.
And performing. And
they're
as
doing
a competition.
Routine. Yes.
After they do the morning parade, they go over to Selma High School. And it's an incredible sight. I think when they win at the end, the big winner.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, it's like they won the Super Bowl. I love
Absolutely.
it. Absolutely. It's energy.
Last year and again this year, we gave out $9,000 in prize money.
Okay.
And we did that to help the local bands. You know, bands suffer. They need new uniforms, a new instrument, and everything is so costly. So we decided, you know what? Thank you for coming out, supporting us, and we're going to give back.
So prize money can be earned by the bands that enter into the competition.
Absolutely.
So if you're an instructor or a school and your band is maybe strayed away and hasn't come back, it's the year to come back. We'll be doing it again this year, the 55th.
We will. And this year, we are going to perform in our new stadium at the high school.
We'll be right back. A new stadium. I didn't even know there was a new stadium.
They've knocked the old stadium down,
wow.
Yes.
I had no idea.
And we're all a little nervous that it's going to be done, but they've got the grass in, so that's a start.
Yeah, throw out some bleachers, you'll be okay.
Everybody bring lawn chairs.
Yeah. We'll
it was built up on a lot of dirt. I don't know what you call them, berms. I think mounds, berms. Yeah. And I think there was some concern that they were going to collapse. So we're going to have new bleachers, new bathrooms, new concession stand.
Oh, we got to talk about that. And I think because you can take clips of this stuff too and use it on the website.
Oh, awesome!
You know, for that or for Selma's Cancer Support, whatever you want to use it for. Facebook Live. I want to say hi to some people. Paula, South Carolina. So Paula, thank you for sending. And then Kelly, which loves labs, and she's from Selma. Paula Baker. Hi, Paula. Nancy's from Louisiana. So Nancy, thank you for joining us, Louisiana. Where were you raised?
Right in Selma.
Selma's.
I was born and raised. Yes. Born and raised. Yes.
Oh, so you didn't.
I'm a Selma girl.
Selma girl. You didn't stray far.
I didn't. No.
You got that Selma accent.
I try. Wrong state, but I got the accent.
So with Char Tucker, if you just joined us on Facebook, she's Bill Tucker Real Estate, and we'll talk a little bit about Bill when we come back. And yeah, real estate. Bill's like, oh boy, here we go, here we go. Hey Bill, so here's the deal. Char calls me just moments before and says, I'm at Thorn Street. I'm lost. You know a little bit about this, Bill. And I said, okay, Thorn Street. Where's Thorn? I'm thinking about it. And I said, it's in Tower on Olive, right? She goes, yeah, Olive and I'm Thorn, just right there. And I said, do you see a building with American flags all over on the outside? Yeah. Does it say, what does it say? She says, it says talk radio. Is that it? And I'm like, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
She found it.
I've been besmirched.
I think you were like right outside.
I was. bad story.
It was fun. It was fun. I'm thinking, oh no, she's on the other side of town. Yeah, we'll get it figured out. We're about 15 seconds. We're going to be live back at Talk Radio 1680 KGED. Facebook Live, thank you for joining us. If you have any questions or anything, just post right there on Facebook. And if you're joining us at my1680.com, you can hear us anywhere around the world and share it with anyone. We'll be right back.
Giving you the inside story of business leaders in the Valley and beyond. This is Business Leaders with Lance Cardoza.
Welcome back, everybody, to Business Leaders Live every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can catch Business Leaders Live, Talk Radio 1680, KGED, where I have different guests in the Valley and abroad talking about business and business life. And I like to always encourage people that... young people that listen to our show also too about getting into business and what it's like to be in business for yourself. And Char, you worked in the financial banking institution and mortgage business, and then started your own business in real estate with your husband. Husband worked in law enforcement. Some of your children worked in law enforcement, still work in law enforcement.
Still in law enforcement.
So it's like it's a different world, but you sometimes see a lot of police officers and law enforcement and firemen, when they get that retirement job, they really don't retire.
No.
They end up working in real estate.
Exactly.
And
it's not good to retire always. You know, you need to keep going, keep the brain active.
Keep busy. So Bill finds his way down there to the office and brings the puppies. And
he does. Every morning he comes down, brings the dog.
Yeah, get some coffee going.
Has some coffee.
Are you allowed to make coffee now? Did they allow you to do that? Because I know that is
so hurtful.
I know that was a problem at one point. Or the microwave was the problem.
The microwave, I'm not allowed to use that anymore. But, you know, Bill is so calm. I set the microwave on fire one night.
Oh, no.
And I didn't know what to do. It's blazing in there. Apparently you can't put cellophane and paper bags in there. So he's on the phone with a client, and I'm screaming, Bill, you know, the house is on fire. Oh, no. So here comes Bill, and he's looking at this, and he goes, you know, Mr. Smith, I'll call you right back, sir. I have a little situation.
He's so calm.
He is. Oh, my gosh. I don't know. I don't know if I would have burned the house down or not. So that is one reason I am not allowed, really, in the kitchen.
Or by the microwave.
By the microwave.
The machinery. In the
I'm
kitchen.
limited where I can go in the kitchen. I'm like the dogs. He'll say, stay. And that's pretty much what I do. But he's a phenomenal cook. Oh, my gosh. He makes dinner for me every night.
Yeah.
Oh, he got that from his mother. Just wonderful cooks. Unfortunately, I didn't develop any of those skills. So I eat, though. Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
You have no problem with
I have no problem eating.
You recognize good food. Char Tucker, a friend of mine on 1680 right here on Business Leaders Live, if you're just joining us. Her husband, Bill Tucker, with Tucker Real Estate, Bill Tucker Real Estate in Selma, and managing over 200 and some properties and doing the real estate business for how many years now with Bill Tucker Real Estate?
Oh, gee. I think we started in 1992. And been going strong ever since.
I've been going strong ever since. And
you know?
Being in business for yourself, a lot of people talk about it. And I always like to encourage young people to start a business, but realize that a lot of people want to start a business to not answer to anybody. And you really answer to everybody.
You do. Everybody is your boss.
Yeah.
And everybody knows more than you do.
Yeah.
So, you know, you get to learn from a lot of people.
So what challenges in today's climate of real estate and business? And you've probably seen the good, the bad, the ugly in the business, and it's forever changing and evolving.
It is.
What do you see in today's climate with real estate, and where's the business going? What's on the horizon?
Well, market values are good right now, going up. Interest rates are coming down, so it's a great time to buy a home, to sell your home, and it's a great investment. You know, when you throw $1,000 a month away on rent, you could be applying that to a home of your own. So, you know, we work with a lot of first-time buyers. They come in, they have no idea where to go. So we have a couple of good lenders in our town, and we get them over there, get them qualified, and then we work with them to find a home. And sometimes it can be a year-long process, but we want to make sure they have the right home and it's one that they're going to enjoy with their family.
And I noticed that you do a lot of the due diligence, with a lot of first-time home buyers. I know that's something Bill was saying that you guys are really good at, and that's Bill Tucker Real Estate. So if you are a person that's thinking about a first-time home, or you're looking at selling your property, and you don't have to be in Selma to do that with you folks. I know you do some high-end homes up in Fresno.
We do Fresno, Clovis, all the small towns around Selma, and we run into a lot of great people, get to work with a lot of great people and help them realize their dream.
Talk to me about the ever-changing climate of a real estate agent and how that's working. There's so much competition with online and everything else. What is different? Because you've seen the FaceTime relationship that you build with a client. What's different when you have that agent, that tangible person that's going to go to work for you?
Well, a real estate agent, it's not just sign here, sign here, sign here. You need to be able to put that customer at ease, explain things to them, help them feel good about what they're doing, because oftentimes that's something that stays with them for 30 years.
Yeah.
And, Bill and I are the only agents in our office, and we chose that because we're both very hands-on, very concerned about reputation and doing the right thing for our customers. We don't take shortcuts. It takes a lot of explaining, especially for first-time buyers, but it's well worth it when you hand the keys to a new home to that first-time buyer. They've provided a place for their family. They get to pick out some new furniture maybe, and it's just a great feeling. Doesn't matter if the home is $100,000 or $1 million. It's the same thrill.
The same thrill. They're getting the keys to that very first home.
Absolutely.
Yeah, an amazing feeling. When you got into this business in real estate, and at that time, were you leaving the banking institution and went into real estate and got Bill encouraged to be in this business as well?
I did. I left banking and worked for a mortgage company for a couple of years and got my real estate license. And then I decided, why don't we sell real estate together? And Bill was probably less thrilled in the beginning, but quickly, there goes my retirement, but quickly got on board, got his broker's license, and, he's a great guy to work with. He explains everything until people are comfortable. So he even explains things to me.
And I laugh because I just know Bill is the funniest guy. The wittiest, quick one-liners. Bill's great, but he is very thorough. You can tell. Very thorough with the details.
And people ask me all the time, "How do you work with your spouse?" And sometimes that takes a little bit of. We're opposites. He's calm, methodical, organized. I'm a raving maniac. But we work well together, so.
And you take on a lot, as we talked about.
I always take on too much, and he tells me the word is no. And I can't seem to pronounce that word, so.
The word is no. And I think a lot of people in business, and I do the same thing, we have a hard time to say no because no means no money in the funnel. And we wanted to keep hustling, but we also give of ourselves. Someone needs our help or needs a solution to a problem. We're problem solvers, and we want to fix the problem. But and I know Bill always tells you, less is more.
Yeah, say no.
Say no.
Sorry, I can't help. But I'm still working on it.
You're still working on it. So Selma's Cancer Support, Central Valley Cancer Support, where your community can help with that nonprofit. You're running that nonprofit with a board out of Selma. And then how does it work with Central Valley Cancer Support? Is it the governing board out of Selma?
We're the same board.
Yeah.
And all you need to do is get some people together and do some fundraisers. It can be a yard sale.
Yeah.
It can be a bake sale. Take things to work. Sell cupcakes, donuts, cakes. You can raise money anyway as long as it's legal. Started to say illegal. That wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
And you just bring it to us and we ledger it onto your community. And as people need help, we're able to use that money.
And if you just joined us towards the tail end of the show, if they need help, so anybody stricken with cancer can come into the office and your community where you raised funds, they'll be able to help them financially with a car payment, mortgage payment, rent, in those crises, those needs, PG&E bills sometimes, just depending on what those needs are and those pressures that the family's feeling at that moment.
And now with gas prices being so high, when you do radiation, you're back and forth every day for about 6 weeks. And from Selma to Fresno, that can add up.
Yeah.
So we can get you a gas card and help ease that tension for you.
So that's one of the many hats that you wear, Char Tucker, but you also daily working in the real estate business and then working with Selma Rotary and all of the different philanthropy events that you put on throughout the year in Selma. And one of the big ones we talk about is in October, the end of October.
End of October. It's always the last Saturday in October.
And that is the Rotary Selma Marching Band Parade.
Absolutely.
And field show.
Yes. And if anyone out there is so inclined to join our parade, just give us a call.
And there's a website where they can go and find information.
There is a website. It is selmabandfestival.com. They have so many websites, it's hard to remember all the names.
I saw that look at your face like, oh, okay, which one is it?
What is it? Yeah.
And Selma's Cancer Support, Central Valley Cancer Support, they can find that online as well.
Yes, you can. If you just Google Selma's Cancer Support, it'll come up for you.
It'll populate. And in the business of real estate, if anybody's looking for not only to buy a home, but to find someone to help you guide you through the home, has been doing it since the early 90s.
Yes.
With Bill, her husband, and you get down there and meet Bill. And actually, if you heard the radio show come in and say, I want to say hi to the puppies. So
you can meet my little boy Hank.
Little boy, the new one. So they're great people, Bill and Char Tucker and Selma, and good friends of mine. And love having you on the show. And
thank you.
It's you don't get down to Selma as much as I used to. And every time I pass through Selma from going to L.A., it's funny. That's when I seem to call you. I go, oh, you know what?
Yes.
I got to call Char. I'm on the freeway on 99.
I'm going through Selma. What are you doing? Working.
So I'll call and check in. But I miss you guys, and I wish you all the best in everything you're doing and real estate. And I love what's happening with Selma's Cancer Support, now Central Valley Cancer Support.
Yes.
And other communities. I know it was a passion of yours, and you dreamed that we could do this, and it's starting to evolve and happen. So
absolutely.
And you've helped many, many families. And don't forget, and we have a date. It's the last Saturday in October. And it's 55 years, and it's keeping music alive in schools and supporting that. And that's what it was originally started for, with some music instructors that were Rotarians. So Rotary has done a great job keeping it alive. And 55 years, it was on television for many years. You probably remember it that way, and it's coming back. It's going to be on KAIL, My Central Valley, and I'm playing a role in that to make sure we bring it back alive on television live.
You are, and I'm excited to have you there this year.
Yeah, 55 years. I miss it. The power of the bands when they come through. I remember Menachie and Reedley, the Green Sea would come through.
Yes.
The powerful sounds.
Yes.
Char Tucker, thank you for being on Business Leaders Live. Next week, Tuesday morning at 9 a.m., we have Business Leaders Live. I'm told by Gustavo over here we have one more minute. So we have one more minute, Char.
Wow.
They cued us. They sent us out a little too soon.
Wow.
But so don't leave us, and you can catch. Oh, we have one more segment. Oh, I'm sorry.
He's trying to get rid of me early.
No. Oh no. We got one more segment. Okay.
Yeah, I said I needed one.
So that's what you meant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Time flies when you're having fun.
I was thinking we're at the end. We do have one more segment. It's a senior moment. What's that? I'm a break? Okay. I'm at break right now. Facebook Live, Michael Black. I had a senior moment. We were sending it home already. almost think we're at the end, and I thought we got one more minute. What?
I've seen you in your senior
I
moments.
started hearing a wrap up. I was like,
Oh no! I kept thinking we're at the fourth segment for whatever reason.
yeah, and I was like, wait a minute. No, I think
No.
he knows.
No, I
6
didn't
o'clock.
even know.
I was getting ready to go home.
I got in at 3:00 this morning. I was up at 5:30.
But that's normal for you.
I know. It was weighing on me this morning. I'm like, oh. My.
I've never known you to sleep more than 3 or 4 hours.
No, that's it. Yeah, 3 or 4 hours.
Sometimes it's on the floor behind a chair.
just crash. That's it. That's why I like someone else to drive. I could just conk out for a moment, get my 2 minutes in, I'm good to go. Michael Black, thank you for joining us. Good friend Michael. He's part of the Welcome Home Vietnam Veterans Group.
Oh.
Yeah. So have you heard of that group?
Bill is going on the honor flight next week.
He is.
Yes. With and Rick is going to be a chaperone, although
Saturday at Chachansey Park, they give 2 tickets to every Vietnam veteran, and they can come down and they give them a challenge coin. They bring them on the field. They do all that.
Oh,
I forgot
wow.
Bill served
in Vietnam.
I forgot about the
2 tours in Vietnam.
Let's talk about that. Talk about honor flight. And talk about the Welcome Home Vietnam Veterans, because that's
Okay.
coming up May 11th. That's
Awesome.
a big event. That's coming up this Saturday, right? Yeah, May 11th.
May 11th is
Yep.
Saturday.
Yep. I was wrapping it up.
I'm surprised I'm not in the car by now.
We're both so dangerous.
It's unbelievable.
Oh no.
Nothing bad has happened yet.
Oh, nothing bad. Oh, it was never bad. It was just
No, it was never
It was
bad.
always fun. It was memorable. It was making memories.
It was challenging
Yes,
sometimes.
it was
Yes.
making memories.
The chalk outline.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll tell a fun story about Rick when we come back. Your son Rick. Look, she got nervous. Facebook Live. You got to tune in, and if you're on Facebook Live, you'll get it right here. But yeah,
Sorry,
it's going to be
Rick.
live on the radio, Rick.
You know I can never do anything with him.
Oh my! It's so much fun.
He's your brother from another mother.
Oh, the library story. I don't know if you remember that one.
The library story? Was
Yeah,
I
like you're getting
there?
nervous. No, you weren't there, but I remember calling you about it, going, "Oh my!" Rick.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Okay, sorry, Rick.
I love it. It's one of my favorites.
What else do you know that I don't know?
Oh, well, I think you'll probably recall this. It was a real. It wasn't a big deal, but I thought it was quite funny. He was always good for. He is good for always something funny.
He is. He has a good sense of humor,
Yes, happy, and
which is good in his line of work.
yes,
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You need to be, and also has this even keel to him. It's
Very. He's a lot like his father.
Yep,
He
just
didn't
like Bill.
take from the crazy side,
he
which
can
is
cook.
good. He's a very good
That's what I say.
cook.
He got that
Again,
gene.
not from mom.
We're getting ready to go live.
You are listening to Business Leaders with Lance Cardoza, the behind-the-scenes story of the business shakers and movers in the Valley and beyond. Once again, here's Lance Cardoza.
Welcome back, everybody. Now I had my senior moment. I was taking it home. I was wrapping it up. I thought, hey, we're at our final segment, and was having just such a good time with you. I wasn't even paying attention.
Gosh, I was headed to the car.
I saw the time clock going down, and I thought, okay, we're wrapping up. But we have one more segment at Business Leaders Live. And if you were joining us on Facebook at Talk Radio 1680 KGED, you got to hear a little bit of the conversation. But we started talking about, I don't know how we got onto it, but this Saturday is the Welcome Home Vietnam Veteran. It was Michael Black. Michael Black, which is one of the committee members that's on Facebook Live that just said good morning, made me think about it. And we were talking about Saturday at Chachansey Park with the Fresno Grizzlies. Last year, Denise Baronian, her husband's a Vietnam veteran, she wanted to do something special. She reached out to a good friend of her, David Black, that she works with at the Fresno Pacific University, and they put together a committee that said, let's honor and truly welcome home our Vietnam veterans. And got with the Grizzlies, All-American Baseball. What would be a better way to do that? So they have a ceremony and a true welcome home, which is amazing. They give all the veterans a challenge coin. They bring them on the field before the game. 2 tickets. If you call the Fresno Grizzlies, Vietnam veterans will get 2 tickets to that event this Saturday. May 11th, and it's just a great event. Last year was incredible, and I had a lot of people there. It was a lot of fun, and it was great to just see the emotions that honor, heal, and educate. And then you mentioned Bill, and I forgot he is a Vietnam veteran.
Bill did 2 tours in Vietnam, and is very excited to be going on the honor flight next Monday.
So he's going on the honor flight, and the honor flight is starting to now, for a long time was World War II veterans, but now it's as they are expiring and getting to that age to where it's harder to travel, that there is our Vietnam veterans that the honor flight's now supporting and taking care of.
And our Vietnam veterans are, I think they're very happy that they are finally being recognized.
Yes.
They were not always greeted with a lot of kindness before, but this is awesome. And our son, Rick, is going along as Bill's chaperone. Everybody has to have a chaperone.
Yes.
And your wife or spouse can't be the chaperone. So
yeah, because they don't want you guys fighting. And
apparently, something about that. Yeah, it bothers the pilot. But so I'm thinking, oh dear. The honor flight has no idea what they're getting into with Bill and Rick, because they can be a little cantankerous, and oftentimes the caregiver becomes the chaperone. So I don't know.
Yes, it's going to be. When I heard that, I thought, oh, that's.
I know. I saw your eyes
fun.
light up. Yeah,
it's gonna be so
memories.
Much fun.
Yeah.
Yes, I've had great memories hanging out with your son Rick and your husband Bill with Bill Tucker Real Estate and Char Tucker on the show right now with Business Leaders Live. So welcome home, Vietnam veterans, this Saturday. If Bill can come out, any Vietnam veteran can call the stadium and be a part of that. And very excited that the honor flight is taking the Vietnam veterans, and they're going to have a lot of fun. I have to tell a funny story. And I was saying this on Facebook Live about
Who am I going to apologize to?
Well, Rick, your son.
Oh, Rick. So sorry. This is 2 for you.
So, Rick, I'm sitting in the library, and I think I was with my oldest daughter, the one that's expecting our second grandchild, and little Luca. And we were sitting in the library, and she's using the computer. I don't know if it's some project she had to do or print it out. And we were in there using the computer, and I hear this like almost megaphone voice, real quiet in the library going, "Sorry, but my son didn't return this book, or my daughter or something. I don't know how late it is," but he's got this voice.
Megaphone Rick.
I think he's like 7'6".
About that, yes.
He's such a big man, and he came in and he's trying to whisper.
You should go to church with him.
He's trying so hard. "Sorry, I'm loud." And I turn to go, "Who is that?" And I go, "Oh, it's Rick."
It's Rick.
And I remember calling you, and I don't think you're not surprised by it. You probably don't even remember it.
I do remember this story now. It always scares me when you say you have a funny story, because
you don't know which one's coming
I don't
out.
know what it is. So that is a funny story. Yes.
Oh my! But it was so loud, and he was whispering. He was quiet.
Yes, he doesn't. I don't think he has a small voice.
No, there's no filter on the voice.
No, it's a booming voice, and that's probably helped him in his career.
Yeah,
because if he asks you to do something, you normally will do it.
And working in law enforcement.
Yes.
Yeah. So and you would. He's got a built-in megaphone. And
he does.
I've got funny stories about that, but we won't tell those on air.
Thank you.
So, but it's such a fun family. And Bill Tucker Real Estate, again, like I was telling you on the show, if you're looking for a company where you want to make sure that you walk through the process and you understand the process, you get the best of both worlds at your office. You get Char, which she's going to take on any challenge. She's not going to say no to you. She's going to get it done. And Bill is going to be very thorough in the details and make sure you completely understand what's about to happen.
That's right. Yeah.
Because this is a 30-year commitment of what you're doing. So
it's important.
It's important. And a lot of people these days rely of just logging online and putting your information and rolling the dice and hoping everything works out right. And it's great when you have an office where you can go in tangibly, shake the person's hand, look them in the eye, and tell them, what do I need to be concerned about and what do I need to be thinking about? And you've had many years in the business to help them with that.
We have just met so many wonderful people, and they have become long-term clients, and they've referred other people to us, and it's great to see them out and about, and and they've become lifelong friends. And it's a joy. I love what I do.
Yeah, and every day when you come down, you have you never know what the day's going to bring. There's always something new in this business of real estate.
Well, our middle son works with us now, so the jokes are plentiful between him and his dad. And again, I get picked on, but I'm always happy to bring laughter.
Yes.
And apparently I do. So
yes, you could have your own comedy show.
I've often wanted to write a cookbook, Cooking with Char.
Yes, you could have a TV show, Cooking with Char.
I could, as long as I didn't have to use the microwave.
It would be quite entertaining. Thank you for joining us for this week, and we're really wrapping it up this time, Char.
Okay, I'm headed to the car.
We're really wrapping it up. Thank you for joining us. The Rotary Selma Marching Band Festival and Field Show, the last Saturday of October. You need to be a part of it. It's going to be televised. Also, Selma's Cancer Support, Central Valley Cancer Support, great organizations support it, and Bill Tucker Real Estate. Char Tucker, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you, my friend.
We made it.
Woohoo!